Hi, hello. This is Collectibles coming at you with another video. Today I want to talk about my way too many hats hat collection. So I kind of separated these into three categories. We're going to start with my kind of nerdy hats, my fandom hats. Then I have kind of hats I wear for style in a way. I'm not saying I'm stylish, I'm just saying I have hats that are maybe ones I wear when I'm, dressing up more. And then I have some sport hats. I'm a pretty big sports enthusiast, in addition to watches and Pokemon and many other things we'll cover throughout this channel. So yeah, personally, I love wearing a hat. I've been told I have really nice hair. I don't always see myself as having super great hair, so I think I've always kind of liked wearing a hat. I also think, I don't know if it's laziness or just a style thing, but I love throwing on a hat. That you don't have to worry about your hair getting messed up or, weather conditions, rain, whatever. You kind of always have a hat. And then also it's a bit of kind of expressing your personality, expressing your style, showing a bit of you that's more than what I like to wear, which is neutral clothing that doesn't show personality. So yeah, that's why I have a way too big hat collection. So first off, I'll talk about the one on my head. It's the famous Pikachu meme, where Pikachu is surprised. I kind of like to wear this. I do get compliments on it occasionally. So, and it's tan. It goes with almost everything I own. So yeah, one of my favorite hats, and love to wear it going to Pokemon events or other things. I also have this Pokemon hat, which is a Snorlax. It has kind of 3D ears that are poofy. And yeah, it's a really cool hat. I was gifted this by a very, very good friend, my best friend. So thank you, Sam. You know who you are. And yeah, love this hat. I also have several other hats that are kind of Disney themed. I have a Buzz Lightyear. My son loves Buzz Lightyear. I also loved him as a kid. And yeah, he's still super cool. It's very cool to watch in the movies, even now as an adult. I also have this Nemo hat. Nemo was one of my favorite movies growing up. I think it's a cool design on the gray background with the bright orange fish. And I think everyone could relate to Nemo, just wants to explore and gets a little over his head and a little lost. So I do like me some Nemo. Back to Pokemon, I do have this. This is actually an official Pokemon hat. And I'll show close-ups of it too while I'm kind of talking, but it has silhouettes of Gengar and Mimikyu on the back. It's got the play icon here, which if you don't know, that's for like official TCG trading card game tournaments. So this was, I think, a prize at some of those. And then on the front, it's got the two. I've fallen in love with these cards that are the Gengar and Mimikyu kind of combo. And yeah, I found this hat on eBay. I was like, oh, I have to have it. There's not much Mimikyu merch, especially in hats. Pokemon definitely doesn't have a lot of options in hats. So a lot of my work's been custom, like this one I'm wearing, as well as this one, which is Dragonite. One of my favorite Pokemon designs is the Dragonite with the mail, like where he's delivering mail in the Pokemon the first movie. I just think that was such a cool concept. I don't know why they don't have... they have one card of it, but it's kind of in like a... doesn't look like the movie theme, and it's kind of like an outdated look of Dragonite. I would love them to remake kind of Dragonite as the mailman. I think that would be so cool. So this was Etsy. It's on this bright blue, kind of like the sky, like he's flying through the sky. This is sometimes hard to match with certain outfits, but I do love wearing it with my Tudor Blue Lagoon. Definitely my favorite, especially at the beach or pool. I think it's a really cool hat, and I love Dragonite. Back to Disney. I said I love Nemo, and I love Bruce from Nemo as well. I thought he was such a cool character. I think it was funny how he doesn't eat fish, and he's kind of in rehab, but then snaps when he smells the blood. So cool guy. Love the hat. I do try to wear that when I can. And this is my Joker hat. Heath Ledger's Joker is definitely my favorite character of all time from any movie or show ever. I think he did such a great job and truly gave his life for that performance. So yeah, I love this hat. Also Etsy. And personally, I think one of the best hats I've gotten off Etsy as far as like the design and the accuracy to the character. And again, there's not a ton of merch with the Joker from Heath Ledger's kind of The Dark Knight. So next, I'll talk about my, style hats. This was actually a hat from my grandfather that he would wear going to certain events. It's like a fedora. It's maroon. I wish I'd asked more about this hat when he was alive, but very cool hat. I have worn it with a suit. I had kind of a matching maroon tie. It looked actually really cool in my opinion, especially as like a, 17-year-old walking around. It was pretty cool. I don't wear it too much now, but I do really appreciate that hat and love that hat. Here I have the American flag. I love to show my patriotism here and there, and it's on kind of like a denim look. So I love that hat. This was a gift for me. These are kind of the silhouettes of my kids, and from Etsy, and I think, the artist did a really good job kind of memorializing this. This is probably one of my most worn hats. It's just a smiley face. I like it. It's black. It's got the white smiley face. It can be kind of ironic or not ironic depending on my mood. But yeah, I truly love wearing this. Probably is my most worn hat, at least of 2025. This is a hat. It says I'm okay in white, but then there's black stitching that kind of fills out the phrase I'm broken, using the I'm okay to say I'm broken. To me, this was symbolic of feeling like, you're kind of showing people that you're okay, or on the outside saying, hey, I'm okay. But really on the inside, you're kind of struggling, but you're putting on that happy face, and you're going to get through the day just okay. And, don't let him, know you're hurting. Sometimes is a good strategy. Obviously not always. It's not great to mask your emotions and hide how you're feeling. But sometimes you kind of got to work your way through it and be strong, for those that you love. So that's a hat that I think will always stick with me, even though I don't wear it a ton nowadays. Not to interrupt this, hopefully you're finding it engaging content, but if you could please leave a like and subscribe down below, I think that would be awesome. I'd love to have you part of the Collectibles family and bring you some content that might be a little different than what you've seen. So yeah, hope you're willing to stick around. And from there, my next hat, it's a gray hat that says allegedly. I'm a lawyer, and in the legal community, using the word allegedly is almost a daily thing, whether it's written or spoken. It's just a huge word that we use because everything is kind of alleged. There's really no truth to anything. There's some argument that can pick apart whatever you're saying, even if you're saying 2 + 2 = 4. There's some sort of, way to pick that argument apart. So I got that as a Christmas gift because, I use that word all the time. Here's a hat I bought traveling. I actually have 2 hats from Hawaii. So the first is from Kauai. It's this green hat. I love wearing it with my Submariner date. Wearing this watch all the time because I'm going to make a 1-month review coming up soon. So please stay tuned for that. And here's my other Hawaii hat. I actually love fish. And this fish in particular, this triggerfish, it's known as the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua'a fish from Hawaii. It's their state fish. I actually owned one of these as like a pet in my aquarium, and yeah, just super cool looking fish. Mine was technically a Picasso triggerfish. I think it's slightly different variant, but kind of the same family. So yeah, saw this hat, thought it was the coolest color, and yeah, love that fish. So had to have something to remember my honeymoon by. Another thing I love, lions. Definitely my favorite animal. I love the spirit of the lion, the kind of what they do in nature, which is to kind of preserve resources and take what they need, and also the, common themes of loyalty, courage, strength, all those things. So do love me some lions. So much so, one of my best friends bought me this lion hat. It says Beast at the top, and it's got the lion. These are, I don't know why I'm blanking on the name, but I know it's Gorn Bros. It was trendy. I don't know. I think they've lost some trendiness, but I think they're still known as kind of like a trendy bougie hat brand, especially because these look like patches, and I know patches are definitely coming back in style now. So maybe Gorn Bros will make another run. And that friend also got me this hat. It's grizzly. It's a bear. I've actually been called a bear because I'm a big guy with a big beard. It's not that long or anything, but kind of a grizzly looking dude. Yeah, the certain communities love to label me as a bear, so I've always found that kind of funny. So on that note, we'll talk about my sport hats. I am a Padres, Chargers, Lakers, and a Arizona Wildcats fan. So that's primarily what my sport hat collection entails. So I'll kind of go through this a little quicker. But yeah, I have the camo green Padres hat. They wear for every home game on Sundays. They wear kind of the camo. I have my Lakers hat. This is actually a championship hat. Yeah, you'll know with the Padres and Chargers, they've never won a championship, but the Lakers have, so I wanted to buy that. I'm definitely the loosest in terms of fandom or obsession in terms of basketball than I am baseball and football. So it's really tragic for me only the Lakers have won, but at least I follow a team that has won at least one. Here's U of A. This is a hat I bought in law school. It's kind of a wild design with this copper round, as it is known state, with a ton of copper, the Copper State, Sunshine State. And then, yeah, this is the Arizona flag on the bill. Thought it was really cool. It's not necessarily my style anymore, but really cool hat. I'm going to keep it, for the memories. And this is more my style now. I actually bought this on Prime Day, and it's kind of a vintage looking U of A hat. Really like it. I like to wear it, on Saturdays for game day and root on my team, which has had some horrible losses this year, very close at the end, but they're hanging in there. Speaking of hanging in there, we have a Chargers hat. This is kind of a simple navy blue, what they, you'd see them kind of wear every Sunday, even though they go with a lot of powder blues now, which is my next hat. This one says Chargers in powder blue, and it's got the bolt and then the brim. This was a gift from my mother-in-law. Really cool hat. Have loved this. It's kind of got this off-white color there too. Sail, I think, is the technical color of that, where it's kind of like a beige white. So very cool hat. For anyone that knows me, I will not wear anything that says Los Angeles Chargers. I'm only a San Diego Chargers fan. I know they're in LA, and I still root for them for some reason. But yeah, I cannot have Los Angeles on it. I am a San Diego fan, not a Los Angeles fan. This is probably my most worn Padres hat. It's a black corduroy, and it's got some like suede felt, probably suede brown to go with it. I think it's a really cool hat. I think stylistically it goes with like everything I wear. And yeah, very cool hat. Love the shape of it. And yeah, that's probably my most worn hat of 2025 besides the smiley hat. This was a gift. This is a tan Padres hat. I like this as well. Definitely like wearing it at the pool and stuff. And another one I love wearing too is this was like the color, their kind of alternate uniforms to represent the city. I don't really know how like neon pink and teal represent San Diego, but it's a big hit with the Latin community, I've heard. And yeah, this was the last year we're going to have it. So I like this. It has the rope going around the bottom, and it's kind of a unique like kind of hat, and they had a cool touch on the back, having a matching teal with the snapback there. And my final hat of the day will be my Padres, just kind of your standard brown and gold, or brown and yellow, what they wear now. So this is definitely a staple in my collection, even though, man, it was a rough 2 years of baseball. Hopefully one day we'll win the championship. But thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, holy heck, please subscribe. You must be a number one fan. I know this probably isn't, in the algorithm going to be a super great video, but just wanted to kind of show you some of my personality, and, I tend to like to show that in hats. So let me know how you show your personality. Let me know what some of your favorite hats are, and yeah, feel free to comment below, and feel free to stick around for future videos. Thanks so much, and have a great night. Bye.